Welcome, everyone, to Run the Ropes Wrestling Podcast, doing a review of All Elite Wrestling All Out for September 5th, 2021. It's my first actual live stream. Hopefully, now is actually better than my first attempt at it because I had a crash in my system. Had to restart the stream. All right, well, I'm going to tell you what, it was a great pay per view tonight, at least in my personal opinion. I enjoyed it. I'd be looking forward to more hours of this if it come up. Here we go. We'll start off with the buy-in, which was the 10-man tag match. It had Orange Cassidy and Best Friends with, let me start that over. Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, Wheeler Yuta, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus with versus Matt Hardy, Mark Quinn, Isaiah Cassidy, and Helico and Jack Evans. Pretty fun match, actually. A lot of action. Scrolling my notes, actually got them back up again. A lot of fun stuff going on. They started. Let's see. Yeah, that's right. There was a delete chant going on in the audience. Delete, like they always do for Matt Hardy. Apologize. This is actually being really not very fun to watch right now. I will get better at this. My first live stream, I'm a little bit nervous. We'll get over this. Anyways, Best Friends and Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus were versus Matt Hardy, Mark Quinn, and the Hardy family office. The match gets going. Luchasaurus tags himself in. Hardy tagged out. A loud Luchasaurus chant breaks out. Jungle Boy checked in and got pretty much the best of Jack Evans. Pretty active, fun. Please feel free to put something in the chat so I know what you guys want to talk about. I mean, there's a lot of action going on, a lot of fun. Let me do this without my glasses on because I can see better that way. But from what I can remember is it was a great show. I mean, some comedy spots in there, but really entertaining. I enjoyed it, and yeah. Listen, I'm really new at this. I'm stumbling through my first time ever using one of these live streams, so I'm trying. If somebody feel free, please, to help with this. I would appreciate some chats, and I will get to chats whenever I get any. Pretty much as soon as they pop up and I notice them. I did see that during the match. I did notice that Butcher was out there. Finally, good to see him back after 8-9 months that he was gone. Good to see him back. Butcher and Blade make a great tag team. I'd like to see them continue on their ways. Not necessarily with the Hardy family office, but it'd be great to see them in a good tag team run like they were in. Hated to see him out injured, but now he's back. Things will be all better. Match only went about 10 minutes. Really was not a very long match. Like I said, really good to see Butcher and Blade back together. Not in the ring tonight, but as it went, Hardy family office lost. And, well, that's really all I got to say about that. Babyface win tonight. That was the way it should have been. Scrolling through my notes again. That's right. Reading my notes, and that's right. Yes, Jungle Boy caught Angelico on the snare trap and got the submission victory. The baby faces, Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and wow, I'm having a memory loss right now. This is not good. But, yep, that was great to see. And that was really the only match on the buy-in, the pre-show. The pay-per-view, the main event, the main show starts a few minutes later, and huge pyro blast to start off the show. Really felt good to see that. Really entertaining, a lot of excitement. The crowd was absolutely hot for the show tonight. They absolutely loved it. Fantastic. Very supportive, very into everything that happened. Um, First match on the main card for tonight was Miro. Yeah, what a great thing to see him coming out. Nice entrance. Eddie Kingston, there for the TNT Championship. Huge Eddie Kingston chant. Eddie before the bell. Pretty much immediately, Miro performed drop toe hold, went for a submission finisher, but Kingston escaped. Went for a suplex that Miro avoided, and before ducking the ringside, Kingston threw a series of chops, turned Miro's chest absolutely red. Formed an exploder suplex on Miro, who rolled the ringside. Then he ended up on the outside. Miro ran. Wow. Miro kicked Kingston, knocking him out of the ring, and ran him into a barricade. And again, it looked like it hurt. Then he picks Kingston up. Kingston fires back a boot to the face, went to the apron, and drove. Miro caught him a power slam to the floor. Miro picked up Kingston, ran him back first into the ring post. That had to suck. Looked like it really hurt. I would not have wanted that. That would have hurt. Back inside the ring, Kingston did get fired back up. Miro tagged him with a punch, dropped an elbow and knee on Kingston before covering him for the 1 count. Yeah, just a 1 count. Not much, huh? Kingston Miro continue on. Very active, very, very hard hitting. My God, a lot of them punches looked like they hurt. Both Miro's chest was so red, so sore. I can't even imagine how that would have felt. I don't want to imagine it. Match goes on and on. And I'm going to skip through some stuff that happened. Short while later, Kingston stumbles over to one of the turnbuckles, and the top casing around the padding, the black AEW casing, he pulled that off, threw that down in the ring. Pad was still up there at that time. Little activity goes on, nobody ends up hitting the turnbuckle corner. Thank God, that would have hurt. That could have really put a bad injury up there for someone. Glad that didn't happen. They're standing mirror. I just can't even talk tonight, can I? But Kingston and Miro are in the corner, or by the corner. It looked like Miro was going to shove Kingston into the corner. Maybe I'm vice versa about that. Anyways, Bryce Remsburg, the referee, gets in front of the turnbuckle corner like, oh, no, you can't throw him in there. Stops it from happening. That way nobody gets busted open in the first match. That was a good thing. But in that distraction, Miro's in between the ref and Kingston, and Miro back kicked Kingston, kicking him in below the belt, hitting him low blow. Turns around 2 moves later. Next thing you know, it's 1, 2, 3, and Eddie Kingston loses. Miro's the victor. Right winner, good outcome. I can't say I would have wanted a better match. I enjoyed it. It was pretty long, too. It was like 13 and a half, 14 minutes. I enjoyed that match thoroughly. Very, very entertaining match. I have nothing bad to say about it. Short while later, next match, I should say, Jon Moxley versus Satoshi Kojima. Another really good match. This whole card had a load of fantastic matches on the show tonight. I absolutely loved it. Would love to see a rematch of this one somewhere down the line, maybe 6 months, a year down the road. But oh my God, Kojima first on the way out. He had an absolutely nice reaction from the crowd. He got a really awesome reaction. A lot of activity. This crowd was super hot tonight. Then Moxley comes in with his entrance, of course, with Wild Thing playing, and the fans absolutely loved it. He come down wearing a GCW hoodie. In case you didn't know, he won the GCW belt. I believe that was last night. I hope I'm right about that. At least I'm saying I think it was last night. If it wasn't, somebody please correct me, and I'll fix my errors. Um, Nice to see him having some kind of belt. He did not bring it to the show tonight. He came in just wearing the GCW hoodie and coming down the ring like always, enjoying his walk to the ring, sucking it up with the crowds, enjoying the fanfare that went on. I really think he had a great time. Got into the match, and I hate to say it, but first thing that happened is he got in the match. Kojima is going for a lariat almost immediately. I mean, they traded some chops back and forth. Moxley's chest already turning red. Forearms, a lot of stuff going back and forth. Moxley ducks to the ringside. Kojima dives into him, throws him back in the ring. Moxley came right back with a suicide dive. That was absolutely cool. Looked great. He did a great suicide dive. I couldn't have asked for better. They get back into the ring. Moxley's throwing chops at Kojima, and then they get cocky about things. And Kojima threw Mox into the corner, nailed him with rapid fire chops. Then he puts Moxley down, hit him with a top rope elbow drop, led to a 2 count. Very quick 2 count. Kojima threw another elbow. Moxley ducked, nailed him with a suplex. This is really fast paced. If you guys didn't see it, my God, buy the pay per view. It was worth it. The whole show was great. Moxley throws a clothesline, goes for a brainbuster, but it's blocked. Kojima blocked the brainbuster and powered up on Moxley and throws him into the corner. They take turns biting him first. Mox bites Kojima, and then vice versa. What's good for the goose, good for the gander, right? And they head out to the ring apron, and they both end up on the floor, tussling around out there. They both get back into the ring. Kojima forms a DDT on Moxley, covering for a quick 2 count. Moxley applied a cross arm breaker, to which Kojima broke by getting a foot on the bottom rope. Mox went for a paradigm shift, but again Kojima blocked it. And I'm getting ahead of myself. And formed a brainbuster, led to a 2 count. Kojima removed his elbow pad and went for a lariat. The Mox noticed, ducked, and absolutely avoided. Mox waited for Kojima to stand up, nailed him with a lariat, didn't put him down. Mox for him to send Kojima to the Kojima sent Mox to the ropes and hit him with a lariat, put him down with a cutter. Really fun spot in the match. That cutter was absolutely spot on. Both men get to their feet, trade a few more strikes, rolling elbow. Moxley bounces off the ropes and puts Kojima down with a lariat. Mox applies the bulldog choke. Again, Kojima reached the bottom rope and got a rope break. They came back with some chocks, traded strikes, and Mox put Kojima down with a paradigm shift, and Moxley followed up with a second shift just to make sure it was done, and scored the pinfall 1, 2, 3. About a 12-minute match. Very fun, very entertaining. Was absolutely great. They do their moments at the end, and afterwards, they were keeping that out there for a little bit. All of a sudden, music hits. I don't recognize the person's music, but as soon as I seen them come out, I noticed who it was. It was Minoru Suzuki. Wow, what a reaction. He got a real reaction from the crowd. He got a reaction on Moxley's face. I couldn't tell if he looked like he was pissed or if he was just shocked. I mean, wow. Kojima removes his jacket, and he and Mox jaw talk. I mean, shoot the shit, give words to each other for a little bit. And Suzuki, I think I said the wrong name before. Suzuki nails Moxley with an elbow right to the head. Mox returns the favor. Between the two, they traded strikes back and forth. Mox ran to the ropes, hit Suzuki with a clothesline, but stayed on his feet. Suzuki put Mox in a sleeper hold and ended up giving him a gotch-style pile driver. Beautiful move, absolutely well done. Couldn't have expected better. I really didn't know what to expect. He looked amazing. Um, just a little bit of build, I guess. I guess that's gonna be the next match. I believe that was announced later on in the night that'll be the match. I think on this upcoming Wednesday's Dynamite, was it? I believe. Might want to check with me on that later. I'm not 100%. Good match, fantastic. It was great. The next thing up is a video package for the AEW Women's Championship match. Again, Britt Baker. I'm going to tell you, that woman's incredible, and Chris Statlander is great. Baker came out with Jamie Hayter and Rebel in her corner, and Statlander came out with Orange Cassidy. Tell you what, the pop for Baker was great. There was a little bit of reaction too for Statlander. I think they were but split. The crowd seemed like they were split through this match, just like they were in most of the matches. About as many were going for Baker as they were for Statlander. I myself, I was really rooting for Statlander, knowing that she wasn't going to win, but the right person, comes out winning in the end. But it was a fantastic match. Almost immediately, and I literally mean almost immediately, Baker goes for a lockjaw attempt on Statlander. I was like, oh, no, you're not. She scooted to the bottom rope, got out of it, got out from the ring for a second, gathered her brains back. There was a Baker did a backslide on Statlander for a near fall, followed up with a DDT. And, Statlander did a comeback. But Baker gave her a flatliner that drove her face into the turnbuckle pads. And then Baker went to the ropes. Statlander cut her off, joined her on the ropes, powered up for a suplex, which looked fantastic. Statlander climbs to the top rope, goes for an area 451 splash. Baker moves. Statlander just absolutely landed on nothing. Baker went for a lockjaw, but Baker powered up. Didn't work. Baker powered her up into an electric chair position and slammed her down face first. Statlander followed up with a scissors kick to the back of Baker, which looked absolutely devastating. Looked like that downright sucked. Covered her for a 2 count. Baker rolls to the floor, eats a little break in there as the crowd's chanting, "This is awesome." That went really loud through the rest of that was awesome. And "This is awesome" chant was just loud. Statlander gets up on the apron, goes for a pendulum moonsault. Baker avoids the moonsault and performed a stomp on the floor. Cassidy removed the shades and excitedly yelled at Statlander to get up. Statlander entered the ring and avoided Baker's lockjaw attempt. Baker gets Statlander to put Baker into a submission hold that Baker broke with kicks to the face. That she did the right thing. She got herself out of it. Then Baker threw kicks at Statlander, who was in the corner. Referee Paul Turner, tried to get her to back off. It didn't work real good. She ended up backing off. I mean, she didn't want to get disqualified. And then Pat performs a Panama Sunrise. There was an homage to her boyfriend, Adam Cole, baby. To a huge pop from the crowd. The crowd went ballistic for that. That's like almost a giveaway that he's going to be there tonight, right? But again, only got a 2 count. Baker followed up with a stomp and got another near fall, which looked absolutely, stomp looked fantastic. Baker just couldn't believe that got kicked out. She should not have been able to kick out after that. Baker applied the lockjaw, and the submission win went to Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Chris Statlander looked good in the match, but Baker was the winner. She was the better woman tonight. And that was in my opinion, right decision. Britt Baker is still the AEW Women's Champion. Backstage interview, Alex Marvez speaks with Andrade Alio and Chavo Guerrero, and noted that Pac's match would not take place due to Pac having travel issues. And Marvez looks at Andrade and says, "This stuff's happened to you before. You know, it's happened to you in the past." And the heels, they essentially deny everything. You know, the third man in their act in the background, which is Andrade's like second in hand and assistant man or whatever he is. The video package airs for the AEW Tag Team match, and a rap group came out and performed as part of Lucha Brothers' entrance for the next match, which was the tag team cage match. That was fantastic too. Everything's good on this show. The tag team match was excuse me. A tag team match with Lucha Brothers against the Young Bucks inside the cage, and to which the cage actually kept everybody out like it was supposed to, unlike WWE, where everybody gets in the cage or out of the cage as they want. But the cage did its job the way it was supposed to do and kept everybody out. It didn't prevent things from entering the ring, but it did prevent people from entering the ring. Maybe it has something to do with how big their cage actually is. It's like 20-some feet tall, or at least 20 feet tall. The commentary team was putting over how big the ring is or how tall the cage is. And they did a good job of putting that over. And as you could see in the show, that's a big cage. It's the same one they've had, and it's fantastic. A lot of stuff went on in here. I'm not going to have a whole lot of notes on this because I was really into the match. A lot of action going on. I'll give you a touch and go spot here and there, but there's no way I can keep up with all the action in the ring on this. It was way too much, too fast. So we're going to have to settle for me just doing a little spot here and there. They all get in there, the cage, the match starts, and we'll start it off right about here where Phoenix gets up on the top rope. Penta set up Matt for a move, but Nick shoved Phoenix off to the ropes into the side of the cage. Nick Jackson followed up with a very ugly suplex between the ropes and the cage. Looked like Phoenix was dropped on his head. That looked like that sucked. Could have almost thought that, but it's Phoenix. He doesn't go out. You know he's going to keep in it. Matt Jackson holds Penn over the ropes, and Nick come off the ropes to the senton, which led to a near fall. Phoenix gets up and sets up for a springboard move, but the Bucks give him a double super kick. This was like a major super kick party. There was tons of super kicks going around. Everybody kicked everybody. It's like everybody got their spot in. Very, very fast paced all through most of it. There was some cool down spots in the match, but all in all, I'm going to say it right out. It was a very, very, very good match. Very psychological. And I just gotta say, it was an absolutely awesome match. I am gonna actually just let you guys imagine, just picture, how Ray Phoenix is, and he does all this crazy shit. There's a point in this match where him and I believe it was Matt Jackson were up on the top of the cage. I was almost expecting somebody to die there. I really was, or at least Ray was on top of the cage. He kicks Matt to the head, and he ends up falling down to the ring, gets back into the ring. At that point, we see Penta holding Nick Jackson. Ray Phoenix jumps off the top of the cage, absolutely frog splash, major landing. Thought that was going to be the for sure 3 count, and it was a 2. And again, back to the action, tons of stuff. But absolutely fun. And it ends up being Rey Fenix and Penta defeat the Bucks, become the new AEW Tag Team Champions. What a fantastic thing. I didn't expect to see that happen, but hey, couldn't have had a better team to win it. Love it. Um, After the match, there's a little celebration going on in the ring, and the Lucha Brothers are clutching their titles. They're proud. They get to celebrate with their family on the outside. At least Penta did with his family on the outside, and enjoyed the match. Very thoroughly enjoyed the match. It was great. Look forward to a rematch somewhere down the line, possibly. But AEW is not really huge on doing rematches, so maybe not. Maybe so. We'll have to see how that goes in the future. Number 6 match of the night was the Women's Battle Royal. 21 women. They had started off with the club card being drawn, and they read off the rules to how it plays, and Justin Robert actually explained the rules of the Battle Royal and how the cards were drawn to determine the order of the entrance. The first card drawn was the clubs, which was Hikaru Shida, Sky Blue, Emi Sakura, the Bunny, and Abaddon. It was a pretty wild start in there. Sky Blue posed for the crowd after some early success during the match, which was stupid. Abaddon came up behind her and just kind of eliminated her. And very shortly after that, Bunny eliminated Abaddon, not after Don. Bunny eliminated Abaddon almost immediately after, just seconds afterwards, so both of them were eliminated from the match. Minutes later, the Diamond entrants were out with Anna Jay running out first, then came out Kiera Hogan, Kylan Kane, Diamante, Nyla Rose. Vicky Guerrero standing at ringside. Sakura eliminated Rose. After Rose kicked her off the apron, Hogan was eliminated, and then shortly later, King was eliminated. Kylan King was clotheslined over the top rope to be eliminated. That was by Nyla Rose. Rose also caught Shida going for a move and dumped her over the top to Booze. And Rose and Diamante celebrated with a creative handshake. Somehow or other, I took the notes. I mean, in between taking my notes, I missed a little bit of the match. But as it worked out, Bunny, which I really don't like her, and Anna Jay, they continued their brawl. That was pretty. I loved seeing Era. I loved seeing Anna Jay back in the ring again tonight. That was fantastic. And then a minute later, the Hearts card was drawn, which Thunder Rosa first out to the ring, followed by Penelope Ford, Jamie Hayter, Riho, and Big Swole. Riho was eliminated very quickly. You didn't expect her to win again, did you? I missed it. I didn't see it happen. I literally did not see it happen, but Diamante and Simone were eliminated too. Then they fought one another at ringside, where it doesn't make any difference, but they got into a little tussle, and then all of a sudden they're gone. Next card drawn was the Spade card. Out comes Tay Conti, followed very shortly by Red Velvet, Layla Hirsch, Jade Cargill, and Rebel. Velvet eliminated Rebel, which was good to see her get to at least eliminate one. Bunny fought with Anna Jay on the apron. Jay super kicked Bunny off the apron, eliminating her, and then Ford came up and hit her with the big boot to eliminate. Eliminate Red Velvet. Cargill power pressed Layla Hirsch over her head, tossed her on others who are eliminating her, and Jay's feet hit the floor, so she was eliminated. The crowd got fired up very much. Chanted Ruby Riot when they counted down. Joker entrance was at very least Ruby Soho. What a fantastic sight to see Ruby Soho get into the ring and actually look like a star. I loved it. I popped bigger than a little kid seeing that. I did. I enjoyed seeing her go out there. It was fun. Ruby Soho was the Joker card. She walks out, looks at the crowd, has a humongous smile on her face, knowing she made the right choice. Um, Soho gets into the ring and removed her jacket, headed to the ring, and started to get the best of Jade Cargill. Ruby Soho chant was all across the arena. It sounded great. Rosa used Soho as a setup and performed a hurricanrana on Rose. Hirsch was eliminated. Cargill eliminated Velvet. Rose eliminated Cargill. Conti eliminated Ford. Conti celebrated on the apron like a fool and was eliminated by Rose. The final three were Rose, Rosa, and Soho. I'd love to see that. That was great. That was a great three people to end up the match. Ruby Soho chant breaks out again. And like I said, the final three, Rose performed a Samoan drop on Rosa and then went to go for Soho. The Soho chant broke out. Soho put her in the trio row. Whoa. Rose went after Rosa, who dumped her over the top rope. Rose remained on the apron, but Rosa booted her off. What a perfect way to fucking put her out of the ring. I didn't like her in the ring anyway, so now we got the final two. Ruby Soho and Thunder Rosa. This is one of my personal dream matches I want to see in the future. I want to see them two go at it. I think that would be a A1 match. Would love to get other people's opinion on it, so please leave opinions in the chat. I would love to see how you feel about it. Rosa goes for a Fire Thunder driver. I'm going to skip a little bit of this. There was a lot of stuff going on. Rose goes for a Fire Thunder driver, and Rosa tossed. Was tossed over the top rope. She stayed on the apron. Rosa pulled Soho over the top rope. It was great. They're both on the apron. They're kicking and doing their things, going back and forth, trying to knock each other off. Finally, Ruby goes for a German suplex, and Rosa holds on to the ropes. Rosa hoisted up Soho and wanted to try to get a Death Valley driver on her. Man, that would have been devastating, but Ruby held on to the ropes and shoved Rosa into the turnbuckle and blasted her with a kick that led to Rosa falling to the floor and being eliminated. And Jim Ross, I love him on commentary. At least for these big shows, he needs to be on the commentary. As Ross called for Ruby Riott, which was a mistake. I mean, it's going to take a while for all of us to get used to that. And saying that she earned a future shot at the AEW Women's Champion, which she did. And Ruby Soho wins the Women's Casino Battle Royal in 22 minutes. She earns a future women's title match. I am really looking forward to that. I hope they don't rush in. I hope they give it a little build. That'll make things better for everybody. I don't know how soon. I mean, we'll hear more about it from her on Wednesday, and I'm sure she'll be on Dynamite. But as shown, they leave that, and they enter the preview package, the promo package for MJF versus Jericho, and it was fun to see, a recap of things like they always do in Dynamite, in the pay-per-views. If Jericho loses this match, he's done wrestling in All Elite Wrestling. He can't wrestle anymore if he loses. That's a hell of a stipulation to put up. I don't care how good you are or how long you've been in the ring. You put that kind of a stipulation up, you either have to win or you have to be ready to be a commentary person for the rest of your AEW career. I think Jericho could have done either way, but again, a lot of stuff happens in this match. I will do what I can, but I'll tell you what, Jericho's entrance was awesome. He comes down to the ring, does not have his regular music, but he has his guitarist out there from Fozzy, who plays him to the ring with Judas. The crowd sings it, and it was absolutely large. It was huge. It's like a larger-than-life moment. and it was fun. It was absolutely fun. Um, I'm gonna just say that was great to see Fozzie's lead guitarist playing him down to the ring. I need to get a drink here real quick. That's not alcoholic beverage. That is a soda. All right. Um, okay. Okay. Inside the ring, MJF. I'm going to start the match off as a little ways in, but MJF catches Jericho in the ring, skirting and throws punches at him back inside the ring. MJF puts Jericho on an armbar, and then told the crowd to shut up, like he always does. Jericho breaks free. MJF catches him, caught him running the ropes, twisted on his arm, driving him to the mat. MJF continued to target the arm while the broadcast team was going to set up his salt of the earth finisher. And Jericho came back with a backbreaker that resulted in a near fall, and it was a weak kick out by MJF, which it looked like a very weak kick out. It didn't look like he put hardly any effort into it at all. But, MJF playing possum or whatever, that's what he does. MJF starts charging at MJF. Jericho stomps on his left arm, which he's been targeting the whole match, and he does continue to target the whole match. Jericho gets some offense in. They end up in and outside. Jericho gets a little offense again and power bombs MJF on the ring apron, which actually causes damage on his back. That looked like that really sucked. It really did look like it sucked. MJF back in the ring. MJF selling lower back pain, and I believe it. It looked like he was in pain. Jericho hits a lion salt for a near fall. Tears the elbow cover off of his, with the elbow sleeve off of his arm. Throws it out of the ring. Sets up for a hurricanrana, but MJF countered it into a sit-out powerbomb. Beautiful maneuver. He looked fantastic. And MJF was in pain selling. I mean, he's screaming in pain. MJF went for a suplex, but Jericho stopped it. And again, MJF showed the back injury, like he couldn't pick him up. I can understand that. Jericho hits a code breaker from the second rope, covering MJF for a 2 count. Wardlow walks out. Jake Hager walks out. And Wardlow cuts him off the ramp. They get scuffling and take it away from the ring. If Aubrey Edwards is watching that, and as she is watching what's going on outside of the ring, MJF picks up Jericho's bat, Floyd, and nails Jericho right in the face with it, putting him down. MJF throws the bat out of the ring and goes for the cover, gets a 2 count. No, excuse me. And puts his foot on the bottom rope at the last moment. The referee didn't see it. Jericho, that is. And MJF makes the 3 count. He starts to celebrate in the ring, thinking he's got the victory. Referee Paul Turner, comes down to ringside, talks to Aubrey Edwards, says that Jericho had his foot on the rope for the entire last number of the count. He got up there before the 2 count. And she goes through and she tells Justin Roberts that due to Jericho's foot being on the ring rope, the match is going to restart. Now, at this point in time, we thought up until now that MJF had pulled off that undecisive victory. He'd beaten Jericho in his own game. Jericho was going to retire, right? No, let's go into the rest of this match. There's only a few minutes left of it. MJF and Jericho start tussling back and forth, getting a few moves on each other. I am going to skip a bunch of stuff, but Jericho stands up and goes for the walls of Jericho and got it on MJF. MJF pressed up, screaming in pain. I mean, my God, he is selling his back injury. And before he fell back down to the mat, MJF teased tapping, but he bit his left hand while with his while reaching out with his right hand. Jericho pulls MJF back into the center of the ring, locks in the walls of Jericho, and Jericho wins. He gets the win, a decisive win with a submission over MJF, which I myself, it took him 21 minutes, about. And in my opinion, I was actually rooting for MJF to win. I think he should have. Again, it's in my opinion. And as a long life wrestling fan, I've been watching this stuff my whole life. I really thought I knew who was going to win this match. And, well, Jericho wins. He gets to keep wrestling in AEW. And they get a celebration in the ring afterwards. Inner Circle members, Hager, Santana, Ortiz, and Guevara come out and sing Fozzy along with the crowd. Really good match. I mean, I really did think this will end. I hope it ends the feud. I really hope so. And, yeah, I hope that ends the feud. I really do. Next video package plays for a package setup. CM Punk and Darby Allin, all the lead up to it. That absolutely great promo and stuff that was out there. And Darby being dragged around in the body bag and off the bridge. You know, you've seen the promo. You've seen it. You've seen all the video packages. I'm sitting here wondering, as things are going on, is CM Punk going to have any ring rust? Is Darby ready for Punk? Is Punk ready for Darby? This match answered all those questions and more. It was a fantastic match. My opinion of a 5-star match, watch this Punk Darby match. This was great. I'm not going to hit every high spot. Way too much to go on again through this. This is the very, very, very standard story of AEW's storytelling. They're great. They tell a great story. They do things in the ring that keep your attention. I mean, this match was, 20, 25 minutes long. I got that in my notes someplace. But, well, anyway, it works. I am going to give a real brief synopsis of this match. Because honestly, I don't want to be up here all night. I do not want to be all night online live. I have things other than this that I do in my life, so I have to get this finished up, hopefully within the next 15 minutes or so. Maybe a little longer if I have to. If I start getting lives in here and people ask me questions, I'll feel free to answer them. I would love to be able to answer some of your questions. If not tonight, you guys ask questions when the replay of this, and I will gladly create another video or another live stream if you want me to. I'll go live online with you and just talk pro wrestling. We can talk pro wrestling for hours if you want to. And I'll consider doing that tomorrow if you guys show enough in the chat. And worst case scenario, I have to go out down the road this week, but hell, I go live on the road in the evening sometime, and we'll talk about pro wrestling. Okay? So we'll do this Darby Allin and Punk match. Darby Allin comes down to the ring. Like Sting said on Friday night, I will walk down to the ring. I'm going to fist bump my partner, and he walked to the back. Man was true to his word. Sting was not out there. It was just Darby and CM Punk. Like every time Punk steps out towards the ring, when he hits the ramp, his music plays, the people start going crazy. There was, 6,000 people in that venue tonight. It sounded like 15,000. And, excuse me, the fans were nuts. They were nuts. They gave about a 4-minute welcome to Punk that was top of the line. Loved it. The man deserves it. Been gone for 7.5 years, back for less than 2 weeks in a pay-per-view match. Not main event, but he is right there. You know what I mean? He did great. Punk looked good tonight. Darby looked good tonight. But let's go over this match. I could sit and shoot the shit, but I'd rather go over the match. I did like the idea that Punk wore a different color tights instead of his gold ones. He had black ones on tonight. Looked good on him. He did look good that way. And Darby removed his jacket, half of his upper half of his body, all the way up to one side of his face, covered in paint. Looked fantastic. The tree growing out with all the branches looked phenomenal. I really enjoyed this Punk Darby match. Not a lot of high flying. Not a lot of high flying at all. I expected more of it. Darby didn't get to do all of his stuff he'd normally. He got to do a lot of it. And they both look fantastic in the ring. It was great. I can't say anything bad about it. Again, my opinion of at least a 4.5, 5-star match. Punk wins in the long run. Darby looked fantastic winning at the end of the match after Punk's victory. And I'm going to tell you what, he earned that victory. He busted his ass to get that victory. He worked hard. He did what he had to do. And he looked good. He looked really good. Punk goes up to Darby, Sting's in the ring with Darby, comes down to the ring after the match, gets in the ring, and he walks over to Punk and extends an olive branch. Punk reaches out and shakes his hand. Kind of little respect towards generations there. And then Darby, they offer him help up, and Darby pulls away. He wants to get himself up. He's a big man. He can stand up and do it himself. He gets himself up, and again, Punk extends an olive branch, and Darby shakes hands. Darby looked fantastic in this match because of it. He was made a superstar or better. This elevated Darby so many levels up the chair, up the chain, up the ladder, whatever you want to call it. Darby looked fantastic. Nothing but praise for the man. CM Punk hasn't lost a step. He can still go in the ring better than ever. He looked good. I could think his MMA past, even if he didn't do a successful run in MMA, I think his past made him more prepared to get back into a wrestling ring and a pro wrestling platform. He looked great. I can't wait to see him back in the ring again. Yeah, it would be great. It'll be fantastic. I expect to see him at more shows. I don't expect to see him disappearing anytime soon. Again, leave your thoughts and comments below. I'll be glad to work with them. That's really all I have to say about this. It looked great. It was an ending where CM Punk defeats Darby Allin and was with a go to sleep. And yeah, clean pinfall win. About 18 minutes. Fantastic. Would do it again. I think it was a great match. I really do. And yeah, Punk is still out there and he's still fantastic. I look forward to seeing more of him in the ring. I can't wait to see more of him in the ring. Broadcast team puts up a quick promo about Full Gear coming on November 13th. Run a video package for Paul White versus QT Marshall, which is match number 9 on the card for tonight. And, well, it was actually Paul White. He did not work his way out of the match. He actually showed up and showed out. It was not long. It was maybe 4 minutes. 3-4 minutes. I didn't write a time down for this one. So I don't know exactly how long the match was. But that's 3-4 minutes. It's a typical Paul White big guy style match. Should not have been long. Had no reason to be real long. But he got his spots in. He did. He got his spots in. Aaron Solo gets put in the ring. He jumps into the ring. He lasted 2 seconds. Got thrown out. Smacked to the ring with a Paul White exposes the chest of Aaron Solo and gives him the chest slap. He's done that to QT Marshall and Nick Camarado attempted to do a move against Paul White. That was not his night. He got clotheslined off over the top rope out of the ring. It looked like he hit his lower back on the side of the ring on the way down to the floor. That did not look comfortable, but he did not get back in the ring against Paul White. Paul White wins in about 3 minutes. So 3-4 minutes. Yeah. We said it's a match to be expected. I was not looking forward to this match. I was looking forward to having QT Marshall get his ass handed to him. That happened. But I really wasn't having high expectations. I kind of knew Paul White was going to win. You think about it, and this was a save for the babyface team. You know, the babyfaces had to win this one. QT had to get shut up, and the Red Cow won. I'll just say it that way. That's the end of that match. We have one more match left on the card tonight. The main event. Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage. I'm going to tell you, I really didn't think much of this match. I thought this was going to be, to me, it was good. It was good. It was good, especially for a Christian Cage match, which I don't take anything away from him. Christian Cage is awesome, but I really don't think he needed to be, he should not be main eventing a major pay-per-view like this. But that's just my opinion. Again, don't shoot the messenger. I'm not shooting messages. I'm just an opinion. Like they didn't need Paul White and QT Marshall tonight, I really did not need to see Christian Cage in the ring against Kenny Omega tonight. Oh, but it was a good match. They both looked strong in it. It went on. I will look at my notes for that. I'm going to light a cigarette. I'm going to look at my notes on this for how long, but bad habit. Hopefully none of you guys started. I'm not going to go play-by-play on it. I'm just not. Well, I don't think I wrote down how long the match was. Oh, yes, I did. 22 minutes. I didn't know if Christian Cage was going to last 22 minutes in the ring with Kenny Omega. He did. Multiple V-triggers, multiple moves, a lot of high-flying stuff. For these guys, that's impressive. It looked fun. It looked entertaining. It kept my attention through the whole thing. A lot of near falls. My God, a lot of near falls. There was more than one time I thought Omega was going to lose. That should never happen. Omega should not lose to someone like Christian Cage. He shouldn't be losing to anybody. Not until he gets to go up against Hangman Adam Page here, hopefully at the next pay-per-view. I would be welcoming that very much. They got time to build up Adam Page. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. I think that's the end goal for this. It's what should happen. Kenny Omega does defeat Christian Cage in about 23 minutes-ish. Good match. Fun. Very entertaining. I don't have a lot to say about it. I mean, there was V-triggers, one-winged angels, a lot of crazy moves. Page was Christian Cage was bleeding. Yeah, a lot of action. It was fun. For more detail, you really need, if you want to watch a pay-per-view, if you ever wanted to buy a pay-per-view after the fact and watch one, this would be the one to do. There was 10 matches on this card that were amazing. There was an in-ring debut during the main show. And, I'm not done with the review yet. There's still a little more to come. There was rumors going on for a while now about a couple of former WWE talent that might be and were speculated to be coming to AEW. Ruby Soho made her appearance tonight. She looked fantastic, winning the Battle Royal. And rumor had it there was going to be a Adam Cole baby showing up on AEW tonight, to which he does. He made his appearance tonight after the main event, and the Bucks and Omega are beating at what, and Gallows and Anderson come down and they start beating up on Christian, and all of a sudden Adam Cole's music hits, and he comes down the ring all smiley with a purpose in him. Looked like he was gonna, maybe he comes over, he puts his hand on Christian, looks like he's gonna help him. He turns, he looks at the Bucks, and he super kicks Christian Cage's head right off his fucking body. Adam Cole turns to the Elite, and Don Callis, the one I hate the most in the entire company, gets on their mic, and he's like, I knew it, you're with us. And yeah, and here you are with the Bucks kissing Adam Page on the cheek. Moments later, the lights go off in the arena, and surprise number 3 for the night comes on. I'm already thinking I know who it is, and lo and behold, I was right. The lights come back on, and the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, is now All Elite. Bryan Danielson makes his way down to the ring and joins up with Jurassic Express and Christian Cage, and I believe Best Friends were out there, and it was just a circus going on, and they controlled the mess that's going on, and the baby faces stand proud in the ring afterwards. Bryan Danielson, is on the babyface side, and Adam Cole is on the heel side, joining up with the Bucks, reforming their version of the Elite. So Adam Cole is All Elite, or All Super Elite, and Bryan Danielson is All Elite. Officially announced tonight, live on TV, on pay-per-view. It was fantastic, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen over the next 3, 4, 5 months, and see what else they bring in. I mean, you know as well as I do, there's a lot of people in the rumor mill yet. Yes, they brought in 3 in one night. They brought in 4 in the last 3.5 weeks. That is a huge drawing power, and I think AEW is going to pull up their viewership ratings. I really think so. Depending on how they use these guys, but use them right, and I think you're going to have yourself, possibly over the next 3 to 5 years, the biggest, if not the biggest, at least the best pro wrestling show on TV. I am All Elite myself. I wish. I love AEW. I like what Tony Khan does. I like the progression in storylines, and I look forward to seeing more of this entertaining television. I've been with and watching AEW for the last 2+ years, ever since All In, and I've watched every one of their pay-per-views. The shows are fun. They're fantastic. I look forward to seeing what happens in the near future with All Elite Wrestling, and how they brought in all this talent, and how Tony Khan utilizes his talent to the best of their abilities. All I have to say is great signings. Great signings. In the future, we could be possibly, nobody for sure, but Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda is his real name. Wyndham Rotunda is a free agent here coming end of October. So, he could be coming in. There's other names out there yet. I don't know how many people Tony Khan's going to sign, but you know what? It's his wallet, and it's his company. Let him sign who he wants to. I know he's got an interest in someone like Bray Wyatt. Wyndham Rotunda, he is a genius. I kind of personally think Adam Shear, Braun Strowman would make a welcome addition to the AEW roster, in a big guy sense. I think he's got a lot of untapped potential. I have a lot of hope for him. Haven't seen it, but it doesn't mean it isn't there. You know, a big guy don't have to do 15,000 things in the ring. All they have to do is just a few. They can make their life, they can make things just better if given the right chance. And who knows? NXT is going through a revamp. I mean, I haven't watched NXT now for 8 months. When it started getting really crappy and started looking more like main roster of the E, I quit watching it. I don't record it. I don't go play it back. I don't watch it. I don't look it up on video clips unless it's a takeover or something super special to my heart. But why would I care about what happens on NXT when all I see on there and whatever I put into it, when their people do get called up, if they do, the people get buried. They get put into a few matches. They look like crap. They get put in catering, and you don't see them for 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 months at a time. Some of them get called up, never used, and 6 months later they're released. We got another wave of releases coming, according to the rumor mill. That's what I hear through the dirt sheets. So if we got more releases coming up, TK, open up your checkbook and buy more people. They're great. If you can put them to work and you can find a way to make them entertaining and you can make them the next superstars, I don't care if you bring in more WWE people. They were wasted talents over there. Bring them in. Show people what they're made of. Show them that these people really are that damn good. You've done it with 2.0. When they were in NXT, I thought nothing of them. They come to AEW, they get called 2.0, they get put with Garcia. The three of them, they work good together. They have some special chemistry that makes them good, as they got my attention now. It's something I never had in the past. You know, give it time. I think they're going to be huge stars on their own right. Right now, they're glorified jobbers with a purpose. And I say with a purpose, meaning they have a reason for being there. Let's see what happens with them. I think it'll turn out to be just fine. I think they're going to be that damn good. You know? All right. Well, that is pretty much the end of my review for the night. I mean, I hope you folks that see this will enjoy it. If you like it, please give it a like. And if you subscribe to my channel, at least you'll know when I post a new video. I've done a live stream now, and I think I'm getting a little better at it as I'm going. I'll keep doing this, and I'll do live streams on occasion. And I said, leave comments. Please leave comments. I welcome the comments. I would love to answer your comments in another video or a live stream so we can chat back and forth. Maybe end of the week or next weekend. Let's say next Saturday. Maybe I can sit down and I can give you guys an hour or two. And we can just open up a chat. I'll live stream and we can start chatting. We'll talk pro wrestling. We'll talk about the week, what happened with AEW. I mean, I kind of like to watch all the AEW programming. I watch AEW Dark Elevation. I watch AEW Dark. I watch Dynamite. And I watch Rampage. And every pay-per-view. So I would love to talk about that with people. You want to join me? Please feel free. Like, share, subscribe, turn on the bell for notifications. All right? Thank you. And my name is Russ T. Cables, and this is Running the Ropes Wrestling Podcast. You have a blessed night, and I'll see you soon.